President Buhari has reassured Nigerians his government remains focused on providing an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive and drive investments in the economy. The president made this known at the official inauguration of the Dangote Fertiliser Plant in Lagos.
It was an historic moment for Nigeria as President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated the Dangote Fertiliser Plant, located at Lekki Free Trade Zone in Lagos. This auspicious event had in attendance eminent personalities from both the public and private sectors who have converged to witness the commissioning of one of the largest fertilizer plants in the world, with a production capacity of 3 million tons of urea and ammonia annually. In his opening speech, President Buhari, who lauded the chairman, board and management of Dangote Industries Limited for their business initiative in conceptualizing and building this plant, says the development will further advance Nigerians' drive towards achieving self-sufficiency in food production, create jobs, increase the inflow of foreign exchange and accelerate economic growth.
This new plant is a renewed testament to the widely acknowledged patriotism of Aliko Dangote and the leadership of Dangote Industries Limited. It also demonstrates their commitment to the socio-economic development of our country and the well-being of our people.
On his part, the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, described the plant as a major milestone to the advancement of the state's economy.
Today here, this free zone is not only home to the largest fertilizer in Africa, but will certainly be home to the largest refinery, a single refinery in the entire world, come later in this year.
We need more gas, to put up industries like this. And like what I keep saying today, if you are going to, concentrate on this energy transition, with just 2 billion scope of gas, which is like 10 times of what you consume here, you can actually even float the naira. Yes, you can earn more than what the oil is bringing. Oil is bringing about 24, 25 billion. With 10 plants like this, you can bring it into the country $25 billion. And that can help to stabilize our currency. It can help now to get naira back to 300 to $1 and also be stable. So we need to really concentrate on the usage of our gas.
Considering the significant role that fertilizer plays in the food supply chain, it is imperative to note that the unveiling of the plant is coming at a critical time when the world is suffering from supply shortages due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine crisis. Blessed Omanose, TVC News, Lagos.
Industry stakeholders in the business and legal space have advocated the need for sound corporate governance as the foundation that creates transparency and establishes the trust required to keep the global financial system running. They made this known in Lagos at the inauguration of the Corporate Governance Triangle, an initiative of the Nigerian Bar Association Section on Business Law, Nigerian Exchange Limited, and the Institute of Directors, Nigeria. Speaking at the event, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, Temi Popola, who was represented by Jude Chiemaka, Divisional Head Capital Markets at the NGX, maintains that the initiative will foster good corporate governance in Nigeria for members of the business law community, directors and managers of businesses, shareholders, and other corporate stakeholders. Meanwhile, Chairman of NBA SPL, Ayuli Jamide, noted that the platform will continue to develop and expand, reform existing frontiers in the Nigerian corporate governance and compliance sphere.
The implication of this really is that it helps to build investor confidence, especially as the NGX is positioned to be the leading exchange within the African region. And so we'll expect international investors to find these companies worthy, and we'll continue to push for better governance, adopting international best practices at all times to ensure that the investors who utilize our platforms are assured that the companies that are listed on our platforms have the highest standards of corporate governance.
There's no greater way to have a conversation about corporate governance than to bring these three institutions together. And once we're together, we can forge ahead and begin to change the narrative.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria is encouraging importers to transit to manufacturing as a way of building a viable economy. The Standards Agency says a robust manufacturing sector is key to improving the country's gross domestic product.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria says that it has continued to enforce compliance to standards procedures through strategic tracking and monitoring of products and aggressive market surveillance, noting that its enforcement activities is yielding results.
We have our result before us. We have strategized for this year. And this year, as it is, we have a lot of things on ground to be destroyed already. You know, before we destroy anything, we have to go for the court order. We are in the process of obtaining the court orders. And then when you get the court order, of course, based on Act 14 of 2015, we have to give 14 days notice to the owner of those goods before we destroy them. So this is the process we are right now.
But beyond enforcing compliance to quality parameters, the Standards Agency says that it is encouraging importers to transit to manufacturing of goods as a way of boosting the country's gross domestic products and creating employment.
When you import, in transit, you don't know what can happen. Sometimes they don't even go there. They pay money into the account of these people and they ship the goods to them. Sometimes when the goods arrive here, that is when they know that there's something wrong with the good. We have had those instances. But this is something that can be done here. We educate them on the importance of why you should have this factory here. Some of them go into collaboration with somebody from that side. They come here, do their article of association and all that, and they start on a small scale. Before you know, they have grown to have more than 1-2 lines in their factory producing the same product locally here.
The conviction is that a robust manufacturing sector will by extension improve the national economy in terms of its gross domestic products growth. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
Midweek business stayed with average prices on shares as fund managers struggled to mitigate losses. We have detailed report on markets.
Investment managers struggled throughout the trading hours to pick securities with improved prices, but they only made average impacts. Cautious trades went on in many of the sectors as the market attempted to rebalance itself. The index stayed almost flat from mid-trade to closing hours. Paintmaker CAP made a maximum gain of 10% at the end of transactions. Len Africa, Champion Breweries, Sterling Bank, and Cornwell were other trade gainers. Business losers were FCMB, Mutual Benefits, ABC Transport, Pharmadeco, and FTN Cocoa. 267 million units of shares were traded at the value of 3.21 billion naira. Efyong Eko, TVC News, Lagos.